All right, today we're talking about building something really, really foundational. We're going to dive into the architecture of self-trust, and I mean literally, how you can construct it one tiny little action at a time.
Okay, let's just jump right in with this one. Wow, that that kind of hits home, right? It's a really powerful idea and maybe a little uncomfortable. The thought that something so small, something we all do, could actually cost us so much.
But you might be thinking, come on, it seems so trivial. It's just, what, 9 more minutes of sleep? So why on earth does breaking that tiny, harmless little promise to yourself matter so much? Well, that is the big question we're going to get into. And that brings us right to what we can call the snooze button problem. But listen, this isn't really about your alarm clock. Not at all. It's a symbol for something way, way deeper. See, it's not about the sleep. It's about the promise. You tell yourself, okay, I'm getting up at 6:30, and then you don't. The problem isn't the sleep, it's that you just broke a contract. A contract with, honestly, the most important person in your life, you. And that one little broken contract, it's just one piece of a much bigger and often totally invisible psychological toll. Let's talk about the pain of these broken promises.
Okay, so check this out, because this is where it gets really interesting. There's this massive disconnect, right? Your conscious mind says something totally reasonable, like, I'll just get 5 more minutes. But your brain, your subconscious, it's learning a totally different lesson. It's not hearing your excuse, it's just logging the data. And the data says, my words have no meaning, my commitments are optional, my follow-through is unreliable. Ugh, your brain is learning that you can't trust you.
And this is exactly how we get trapped in a nasty negative feedback loop. You break a promise, your confidence takes a hit. Then, with lower confidence, it's even harder to keep the next promise. And so you break that one, and you see where this is going, right? It's a classic downward spiral. Okay, so that's the problem. It's a bit of a downer, I know. But enough about that. Let's flip this around and talk about the solution, because it's time to talk about the architecture of self-trust and how you become the architect. So, what exactly is self-trust? Let's get really clear on this. It's not some fuzzy, vague feeling you're born with. It's a firm belief in your own reliability, your integrity, your abilities. And here's the kicker. It's built through the evidence of your own actions. That last part is everything. It's all about the evidence. And honestly, this right here might be the most empowering idea we talk about today. Self-trust isn't a personality trait. You weren't born with a set amount of it. It's a skill. A skill. And what do we know about skills? You can build them. You can practice them. You can get better at them, starting from absolute zero, right from the ground up. So how do we actually do it? Where do we start laying the foundation? Well, it all comes down to a really simple 3-step blueprint. And look, this process is almost ridiculously simple. Step 1, you start infinitesimally small. I mean, make a promise to yourself that is so tiny it feels silly. So small you pretty much can't fail. Step 2, you keep the promise. No excuses, no exceptions. You just do it. And step 3, you repeat. That's it. You do it over and over to build up that body of evidence for your brain. And when I say small, I really, really mean it. We are not talking about promising yourself you'll run a marathon tomorrow. Nope. We're talking about making your bed the second you get out of it, drinking 1 full glass of water first thing, putting 1 dish in the dishwasher. These things seem almost meaningless, but they're not. They are the tiny, achievable, repeatable victories that build the foundation, that give your brain instant proof that you do what you say you're going to do. So let's go back to that architecture idea. Think about it this way. A broken promise is a brick thrown away. Every single time you break a promise to yourself, it's like you're standing there holding a perfectly good brick for your foundation, and you just toss it over your shoulder. You're literally taking your own building apart. But here's the beautiful part. The reverse is also true. A kept promise is a brick laid perfectly in your foundation. Every single time you keep one of those tiny promises, you're laying another brick. Making the bed, brick laid. Drinking that water, brick laid. And one by one, you start to build something real, something solid that you can actually stand on. All right, let's bring it all home. This isn't about some massive, overwhelming life change you need to make tomorrow. It's about just one thing, your first brick. This is it. This is where the whole thing starts. Not with a giant to-do list, not with 100 new resolutions. It starts with one small promise that you keep. That's the atomic unit of self-trust. It's that first tiny piece of evidence that tells your brain, hey, maybe things can be different. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget about the grand plans for next week or next year. Just think about tomorrow. What is the first brick you will lay tomorrow? What is that one tiny, infinitesimally small promise you are going to make to yourself and keep?